I just got off the train from Narva to this city that for 44 years, this city never even existed on any maps. It was a secret city, if you will. Similar to how Willy Wonka used his chocolate factory for churning out chocolates and delicious treats, the Soviets used this city for churning out enriched uranium, and it was extremely secretive. This place played a humongous role in powering their atomic bomb program. They mined and processed over 100,000 tons of enriched uranium here, which is enough to power 70,000 atomic weapons. They call this place a closed city. So that means no tourists. It wasn't on any maps. It was just the workers who supported this secret town and then, you know, a little bit of prison labor, Soviet prison gulag labor. But then in 1991, Estonia gained independence again, the USSR collapsed, and this little beautiful town that I'm in, beautiful, was a part of Estonia again. Anyway, that's a very long way of saying welcome to Sillamäe, Estonia. This town is predominantly, you know, it is in Estonia, yes, but most people here are Russian, or at least they speak Russian fluently and natively. Look at this little supermarket area. It's pretty, huh? I was not expecting this little giant supermarket here. It looks very clean and built up, honestly. Looks like something you see out of like Western Europe, you know? I was under the impression this was like a kind of an abandoned town, but I think Google just lied to me. Let's go inside the market, boys, and get some water, some cigarettes. Oh, no cameras. Okay, it says no cameras right there, so I'm gonna put this up. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got our coffees. It's a Russian Starbucks. Here you go. There's your little glimpse of the store right there. Boom. Okay, we got our products. Why do they say no camera recording in there? They like explicitly said it out on the sign before you walked in the door. What kind of Soviet secrets they got going on in that supermarket, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of weird. And we're gonna explore this secret Soviet town together. We'll look at some of this Soviet architecture like we're seeing right here before your very eyes. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find the answer to the question of, was the Soviet Union kind of based? So I honestly don't know if this city's radioactive or not. Gonna be honest with you. So if I grow like a third leg or something, or my third eye comes bulging out of my forehead, then you know you probably should skip this town. 30 years ago, this place would have been full of, you know, Soviet secret police and Soviet personnel who were working and just doing their everyday jobs. And today it's a part of the European Union, and really it's just kind of a hollow shell, remembrance, if you will, of what was here. They built this entire place because they discovered uranium in the mountainside and stuff in the surrounding area. So over a course of a 20-year period, they constructed this entire town here to harvest the uranium, to enrich it and ship it right back into Russia for their atomic bomb program. That's why a lot of these cities you see around in eastern blocks of Europe, there's a lot of big Soviet buildings and Soviet monuments, and a lot have been torn down, but that's kind of what, I guess you could say, imperialist, I don't even know if that's the correct term, but that's what the Soviet Union liked to do. They would come and claim your lands and instill their federal government into it, and they would put giant architectural pieces kind of symbolizing their people, their governments in your lands. So we're walking down the grand staircase to the sea is what it's called. And as you can see, it's pretty symmetrical, this whole walkway, right? Like the same amount of light posts on each side. You know, you got these Stalinist era buildings lining up the walkways up and down. And yeah, a lot of these countries that were once occupied by the Soviet Union, they've taken down and tore down a lot of the Soviet propaganda, Soviet monuments, Soviet statues, anything related to the Soviet Union. But if you look really hard enough, you can still find traces of it. Now, as we walk further into this town, let's put on the Russian anthem, the Red Army anthem, if you will, from Call of Duty World at War. That's how I know it. It's a victory music when you win a team deathmatch or something. Like industrial chimneys. That's where they harvest uranium at, or they did in the past. Today, they still use the actual factory as well. They built this town right on the ocean harbor. So they could use, you know, once they churned out all this uranium, they would send it all back by boat, back to the motherland of Russia for further refinement or just to throw it into some atomic weaponry. I'm actually gonna buy some coffee real quick from this little Russian establishment here. Hello. English?
Yes.
Yes, a little. I can one coffee.
What coffee?
Perfect. I mean, Americano, huh?
It's black coffee.
Oh. Maybe cappuccino.
Maybe.
Yes, yes, thank you.
Coffee.
How is, you live in Sillamäe?
Yes. Of
Yes,
course.
it's very pretty. It's very
Yes.
pretty. I read on Google, you know, I read many people, they like or they miss, you know, you understand miss?
Yes, yes.
They miss like Soviet times. Is this true or?
I think yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Was it better? Like more best life?
I don't know. I'm young.
Yeah, true, true.
Yes.
Does your family ever talk about it?
Yes.
Yeah. They miss Soviet?
Yes.
Really? Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, you know, she was probably like in her mid-20s, she looked like. And I asked her, like, what do you think of it? And, you know, she was like, oh, well, I'm young, I don't know. And I said, what do your parents think of it? And then she was like, yeah, they miss it. She like passionately gestured like they miss it a lot. That's crazy, right? I don't know how to think about it. Like, I don't know what to think about it. It probably was good in certain aspects, you know? I mean, is any government perfect in all aspects? Hell no. But, you know, maybe there's just things I need to learn about as an American. I'm freezing my balls off right now. This Baltic Sea is straight killing me, yo. What are my thoughts of this place so far? I've got no idea. Maybe there's another coffee shop I can go put a camera in their face and quiz them about Soviet Russia. So I'm trying to get closer to this factory over there. It's like absolutely magnificent. But look at the sign. It says no walking, no biking. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is for you, right there. And then we're just rolling up on like an abandoned Soviet architectural piece here. Now we're just wandering further into like this abandoned sector, I guess. Hopefully not Soviet snakes come and bite me in the ball sack. What in the hell is going on in here? Okay, I'm kind of scared to walk through this spider web. I'm not gonna lie. Is this thing radioactive? Sir, please do not fuck me in the ass. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen. Whoa. Look in here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a fucking bee, bruh. Please fuck off. Not much in this little abandoned section. Let's see if we can find any more abandoned buildings. Now we're abandoned building hunting. Let's pause the history lesson of Sillamäe. Let's go abandoned building hopping. Ow. Fucking Russian thorns. Huh. Hello? Okay, I'm gonna walk this way and maybe I can find some older folks who would indulge me in the life of the Soviet Union. You know, we asked a young girl, she didn't really know too much about it. Her parents knew, you know, apparently she said her parents pretty passionate on pro-Soviet Union. So let's ask like a babushka, but maybe a babushko.
Я снимаю видео в вашем городе и заплачу вам 20 евро, если вы сможете ответить на несколько вопросов о Советском Союзе, это нормально.
Ничего, я там не живу, для меня он чужд.
No? No
Я
problem.
гражданин Эстонии, можно сказать.
Здравствуйте. Я снимаю видео
Yes?
в
Okay.
вашем городе.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, what did we learn today? Well, we learned that you can't go around asking people to open up about their Soviet past and just get away with it, I guess. But that's gonna be it. I'm going back to Narva. I'm gonna pack up my bags and go to some other town or something. We'll figure it out whenever I get back. Thanks for watching, I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next one.